What does psychological safety mean to you? This is a phrase that I came upon about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, I suppose. And I think it's something that is really prevalent now in a lot of the organizations that I work with, this idea of psychological safety. And I always understood it as it's a safe place to express a different view. I decided to actually look at the definition, and it came from Amy Edmondson in her article in 1999 for Harvard. And she talks about the absence of interpersonal fear. Now, I just want to make a couple of observations here because I love where we're going with this. The idea is that it's going to allow team learning and higher performance. So I think the notion behind it is really powerful. However, I am not sure that it is possible to have an absence of fear, because I think that that is the way that we're wired. And I don't know if we need to have an absence of personal fear. She also talks about having an absence of fear around personal risk taking. But actually, I think the whole point is that we do feel a little bit of fear. So I guess my first observation is maybe it's not so much that we need to feel safe or we need to feel no fear. Maybe it's more about feeling brave. And in the military, we used to talk a lot about moral courage. And I think perhaps the emphasis could be on courage and making brave decisions and speaking up and being brave even when we feel that fear. I think that's what we need in order to be able to create that team learning and that performance learning. But the other slight issue I have around this is it seems to have been translated over the years. I'm just sort of looking at the various definitions. And what comes up a lot is the belief that you won't be punished or humiliated for speaking up. Okay, truth time. I spent 20 years in the Air Force having the piss ripped out of me for saying stupid things, making a fool of myself, crashing helicopters, etc. Now, look, I'm not saying that bullying is all right, and I know that that is not what this is getting at. But the point is, do we really need to create an atmosphere where no one can say anything? Because when we're doing that, we're actually censoring other people. And also, we're asking other people to change their behaviour so we can feel safe to do something. And I'm not sure how realistic that is, or really how fair that is, because really you're just censoring one group rather than yourself. And I'm all about being the change that we want to see. So if we want to create moral courage, which might be another way to look at psychological safety, I think the starting point is ourselves. We stand up and we say something brave, and then the person next to us thinks, I can be brave too. I think that's how we create that environment where we can grow and learn. But I'd love to know what you think. I think we all understand where we're going with psychological safety, but have we misinterpreted what it really means? And are we expecting something that isn't actually very realistic or helpful? Let me know what you think.